Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the latest from Sri Lanka on what officials believe to be a terrorist attack. And we have local reaction from officials in one eastern Kentucky county after a body was found at a golf course. And we are learning more about what led to the death of an elementary school student following a fight in South Carolina and what comes next in the case.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Connor James. The time is just now about 5 o'clock on your Monday morning. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at a relatively nice day ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be a fairly nice forecast as we head out the door this morning, Connor, and a little cool, but otherwise we are going to see lots of stars in the sky, not even any cloud cover this morning as you head out. Go to UVA-wise, and we'll skip on to live pinpoint Doppler radar. Actually skip the camera, so let's go back. It's all right, it's a Monday, so look at that. Beautiful conditions there across the region there in Southwest Virginia. Now back to satellite radar because there's really not anything much to talk about there. Temperatures, that's the big story this morning. Low to mid 40s in those valleys, a little warmer on those ridge tops, so keep that in mind. Visibility getting a little rough in some spots, so patchy dense fog. Be careful of that as you head out. Normal day on the coffee meter temperature wise, but of course it's Monday, so we give a little extra on Mondays. The headlines for today: high pressure building in, warming up, sunny skies, but scattered chances for showers return as we head toward midweek. Full forecast is on the way here in just a few minutes. Connor.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, the death toll continues to climb following a series of attacks yesterday in Sri Lanka. At last check, at least 290 people were dead following blasts at 9 locations, including churches and luxury hotels on Easter Sunday. Officials say this is the first major attack on the island in the Indian Ocean since the end of the Civil War 10 years ago. There was no immediate claims of responsibility for the attacks. And the investigation continues this morning following the discovery of a body floating in a pond this weekend, at an eastern Kentucky golf course. WYMT's Lauren McCourt talked with city officials in Paintsville who say they're doing everything they can to find out why this happened.
The Paintsville golf course opened more than 90 years ago.
I've been playing golf here since I was 3 years old. You know, I grew up here.
Hundreds of people come by each week to play the 18-hole course. Saturday evening, some golfers made a startling discovery.
I caddied on this golf course when I was a kid, and I've been a member of this golf course since 1973.
As the pro shop was closing up, they got a call.
There was one individual golfer that reported back to the pro shop that there was a body in the pond.
City officials rushed to the back 9 and later law enforcement joined them.
Came over here to check it out, and unfortunately there was a body in 11 pond.
It's kind of shocking, you know, that you would see a human body floating in a golf course pond.
Not knowing why, who the person was,
Why was there a body in our pond on our golf course?
or how the body got there.
Why is it on our golf course? Why is it here? Who would put a body, or how did this body get in 11 pond?
With many questions still unanswered,
The golf course is cooperating fully with the investigation, and we will continue to do so.
they hope to find out more soon. In Johnson County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the body was sent to Frankfort for an autopsy. We do not know how the person died at this time. If you have any information on this case, you can contact Kentucky State Police. And Kentucky officials are investigating the deaths of a Graves County inmate. The inmate, who is not yet identified, was found unresponsive on Saturday. The inmate was taken to the hospital where he later died. Now, the body was sent to Louisville for an autopsy. And one man is fighting for his life this morning following an assault yesterday in Laurel County. Deputies say it happened off Vaughn Ridge Road. A 32-year-old man was found with life-threatening injuries to his head, face, and back. The man, who was not identified, was treated at the scene and later airlifted to the University of Kentucky Medical Center in Lexington. Charles Ray Vanover was arrested and charged in the case. We're told deputies found a knife at the scene. And was it death by natural causes or from force inflicted during a fight? Those were ongoing questions following the death of an elementary school student last month in South Carolina. On Friday, investigators announced that 10-year-old Rania Wright died of natural causes. A pathologist determined the girl's cause of death was caused by a relatively rare birth defect, a tangled mass of blood vessels in her brain. Officials say based on interviews and medical evidence, it does not appear a fight of any kind contributed to Wright's death. And in Mexico, gunmen opened fire on a family, partly killing 13 people and injuring 4 others. The shooting happened Friday in the state of Veracruz. Federal police are searching for the shooters. Police do not have a motive for the mass shooting at this time. Switching gears now, in Ohio, a bill in the legislature requiring teens under 18 to use their learner's permits for a full year means minors would need to be at least 16 and a half before they could get their license. Now, the bill aims to give young drivers more experience before they drive on their own. Right now, teens can get a permit at 15 years and 6 months old. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, animal control officers in Arkansas are called in to save the day after some turtles find themselves in a tight spot.
After a bit of a cool and bumpy weekend, conditions will be much improved today and should stay that way for a few days. I'll break down all the details in about 3 minutes.